Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I promise I'll have them clean before I return them. Welcome to 21 Questions. It's a trivia podcast. My name's Mike, and I'm very glad you're here. Let's get into it. Question 1. Raphael, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and who make up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That's Donatello. Question 2. Named in reference to a popular children's story, what was the name of Michael Jackson's mansion? That's Neverland. Question 3. Which continent is Egypt on? Egypt is right up the top of Africa. Question 4 is a true or false, always is on this podcast. True or false, curry powder gets its colour from the spice saffron. Is that true? Is that false? That one's false. Curry powder gets its colour from turmeric. Question 5. Which pop singer released the album Oops, I Did It Again in 2000? That'd be Britney Spears. Question 6. Which sport was played first? Rugby union or American football, which is sometimes called gridiron? That would be rugby union. Early versus the late 1800s there, rugby union by about 50 years. Question 7. Is San Francisco on the east or the west coast of the USA? San Francisco is over on the west coast. Now, after question 7, we do the first clues for the Who Am I. Today it's a person. Who am I? I'm currently 42 years old. I am red-green colourblind, which is possibly why the most famous product I ever built uses the colour blue. It's simply the colour that shows up most vividly for me. I hold a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've challenged Elon Musk to a cage fight, but he refuses to set a date and commit to it. I dropped out of an Ivy League university to run a website I'd built from my dorm room after my roommates and I launched it there in 2004. I think a lot of you people will know who it is already, but don't worry if you don't, because there's more clues coming up after question 14. For now though, question 8. In the title of the Dr. Seuss book, what colour are the eggs and ham? They are green. Question 9. Is the world's longest bridge in Austria, China, or Sweden? Okay, check this out. The world's longest bridge is in China. It's the Danyang Kungsang Grand Bridge. Worth mentioning, China has 14 of the 20 longest bridges in the world. They're just very good at building things and building them very quickly over there. Question 10, this one's a bit obscure. Was Count Basie, B-A-S-I-E, Count Basie, a singer from a glam rock band, a German magician, or a jazz pianist and band leader? Count Basie was a big name in the world of jazz. William James Count Basie, August 21, 1904 to 1984. He was a jazz band leader, pianist, composer. Big deal in that world. Question 11 is another true or false. Here we go, true or false. In 2013, over 34,000 Americans signed a petition calling for that country's government to build a replica of the Death Star from Star Wars. Is that true? Is that false? Okay, so that's absolutely true, and I love this story. Over 34,000 Americans signed a petition saying, by all means, build us a Death Star. I love it. Question 12. Is a standard net on a table tennis table closest to 10, 15, or 20 centimetres high? It's 15 centimetres, 15.25 centimetres for what that's worth. Question 13. Which four-letter word is the title of a famous 1965 sci-fi novel by Frank Herbert that was adapted into a 2021 movie starring Timothée Chalamet? The novel/movie we're looking for there is June. Question 14. Tehran is the capital city of which country? Fair to say it's been in the news lately. That would be Iran. Some people will say Iran, and that's okay. More clues now for the Who Am I? It's the 42-year-old, started a famous website at uni back in 2004. Who am I? At just 23 years old, I became the world's youngest self-made billionaire. I married my university sweetheart the day after the company's stock market debut. She was graduating medical school on the very same day. My unusual last name has become part of the language. To be banned on some social media platform is to be zucked. That's pretty easy now. Having said that, I do know I have some listeners of a certain age who may not be aware of this particular guy, even though you might know the product that he developed. Anyway, more clues after question 20 if you need it. For now though, question 15. Launched in 1957, what was the name of the first satellite to orbit the Earth? As they say in Toy Story, 2 words, Sputnik. Sputnik 1. Question 16. Speaking of Toy Story, who voiced Sheriff Woody in the Toy Story movies? There's a snake in my boot. That'd be Tom Hanks. Good-o. Question 17. Which letter from the Greek alphabet can also refer to electromagnetic radiation as well as a type of brainwave? That's gamma, G-A-M-M-A. Did you get that? Question 18. Which trench in the Western Pacific Ocean contains the world's deepest waters? Getting a little bit harder because we're getting to the end of the episode. That's the Mariana Trench. That body of water is 2,550 kilometres long, has an average width of about 69 kilometres, and it reaches a maximum known depth of about 11 kilometres. That's a long way down. Question 19. Every episode of this podcast is still alive or not so much. I give you a name and you decide if you think that person is still alive or not so much. Today, it's the English singer Joe Cocker. He was from Sheffield. He had hits with Delta Lady and You Can Leave Your Hat On. And he famously sang, with a little help from my friends, a cover of the Beatles song at Woodstock in 1969. Is Joe Cocker still alive or not so much? Not so much, I'm afraid. Joe Cocker passed away way back in 2014, so he's been gone for a little while. His music is still available though, and it's worth a listen. Question 20. Speaking of music, Little Ditty About Jack and Diane is the opening line of what song by what singer? The answer was in the question. The song is actually called Jack and Diane, and it's by John Mellencamp. Back in 1982, that one was. Of course, he was Johnny Cougar. He was John Cougar, John Cougar Mellencamp, and then he went back to John Mellencamp. Final clues now for the Who Am I? I'm pretty much certain most of you will know it, but I'll finish the clues off. I co-founded Facebook, I renamed the parent company Meta in 2021, and today I'm one of the richest people on the planet. I am Mark Zuckerberg. There we go. Time now for the player questions. That's where you, the listener, can send me a trivia question and I will ask it in this section of the show. Last episode, Wendy sent me what are the names of Bluey's parents and what is Bluey's surname. Well, Bluey's parents' names were Bandit and Chili, and Bluey's surname is Healer. Did you know those? I've never seen a full episode of Bluey, but I know that people absolutely love it, and the little bits that I've seen are very clever and well written and well done. I just don't have a reason to watch Bluey particularly, but that will change as my grandson Huxley gets older, I would imagine. This episode, Glennis has sent me, where does the expression to spend a penny come from? And she's put in brackets, specifically. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I will have a Google of it, Glennis. Thank you very much for your question. If you'd like to be like Wendy or Glennis and get a shout out on this podcast, send me a trivia question. 2 ways to get it to me, 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe on Facebook, or email me direct, mike@triviatribe.com.au, and sooner or later, your question will appear in this section of the show. Thank you very much for listening. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and I would love it if you could meet me back here in a couple of days. We'll have another crack at it. I've been Mike van Acker. I love you. Catch you next time.